Welcome to Royal Oak Comics Party, Episode 5. Today our guest is Dennis Hudson of White Christian Male, goth music, industrial music.
Thank you.
The internet.
It's great to be here. It's good to get out of the internet every now and then.
Your Facebook is fairly inflammatory?
It is. A lot of people get pissed, and half the time I'm just joking. And
What are you joking? I haven't seen your Facebook. What are you joking?
Well, half the time I'll like post really, really ridiculous statuses, and like half the time people can't tell if I'm being serious or not. And most of the time I'm just joking. Like, for example, like statuses. You see these people posting the weirdest like statuses, right? Well, I mean, imagine the concept of making a status that's just like so weird that you might want to get a restraining order on that person. So I mean, for example, the other day I just made a status like my status and I'll cover myself in peanut butter and cry at your doorstep. That's the kind of stuff I post.
Did you have to go to a lot of doorsteps?
No, surprisingly, no. But that's because I lied.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so.
Well, I think that's good. The internet is a game that we all play.
Well, yeah. The internet is...
People take Facebook too serious a lot of the time.
And half the time, like, I don't know, half the time I think they think that Facebook is, I guess, even though they don't realize that the internet is basically the world's glory hole, they take Facebook like it's the Library of Congress or something. Like it's the the biggest deal, I guess, for them.
It is for a lot of people, I think.
I mean,
yeah, that is basically the internet for most people, I think.
Yeah.
Facebook.
I guess it's just, I don't know. Don't you ever feel like Facebook is like a giant toilet? It's like where everyone goes.
Everybody's gone in there. It's a public bathroom.
Basically.
Everybody's gone in there.
A very dark public bathroom with holes in the stalls. And I'm just joking. That's in bad taste.
It is.
It
As we
tastes
like to
very
keep the attitude of this show in bad taste.
Roll with the Nickelback music.
Right.
No, I'm just...
But tell us about your music, because we played a show together a while ago.
That was awesome.
And that was good times. But I felt like your performance was pretty aggressive and noisy, whereas on record and on your Bandcamp, it's quite poppy and like I don't mean
it's
music,
more, yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
Poppier on the recordings.
Oh, yeah. I guess it's really hard to say on that one because I mean, people don't usually expect that. And I think that's one of the most fun parts about performing music is I don't want it to sound like the record. I want something that people will experience and that they'll remember. And I think, and I mean, that was one of my more tame performances.
Cool.
To be completely honest. I remember I had a show in Grand Rapids at a nice little venue called The Bunker. Location cannot be talked about because it's pretty much an illegal venue. But anyway, I remember I was screaming so much that my throat was really strained, and I decided, okay, I need some water. So I picked up this jug I took from upstairs of water, and I was just drinking it. And when I was trying to drink it, my throat was closing up from screaming so hard, so all this water gushed out. Now, keep in mind, the crowd there was hardcore kids and these, the run-of-the-mill hipster people, and they weren't used to industrial music or really heavy shows like that. So they're seeing this guy with clawed-out streaks in his face and bruises on his forehead from self-inflicted injury, just spitting all this water. And they thought I was going to, like, throw up on everybody or something. They thought it was like a G.G. Allen sort of deal. But, I mean, it wasn't. I mean, the entire time these people were getting really freaked out. But at the end of it, of course, they were fine because they realized, okay, he isn't going to maim us. You won him over? Well, yeah, I won him over by not maiming or getting fluids on them. But, I mean, yeah, people didn't expect that, and I think that's one of the big parts about performance art is it has to be something that, I guess, contacts people. It has to be, I mean, most of the time people perform and they want this separation of stage and crowd, but I think when you blur that line and you make it something that people can be involved in is when it becomes a real performance. It becomes something that they're experiencing, not just paying for.
Right. I definitely could I like to witness that, but I definitely feel the opposite when I perform. Like, I like for it to be, I am on the stage and you are going to watch me.
A solid wall.
A solid wall.
Well, I mean, yeah. And I mean, everyone has their different techniques. I guess that's
Right.
just mine, is making it this, I guess, you know.
Well, you have a kind of maniac. You have a more maniac stage presence, where I am just there to present the material from the record.
And it's a great way to do it, though. I mean, I think with your music it works perfectly because it's very dancey, and I think that's one thing that's great is it's like DJ music, but you're still performing, and it's really good. So I mean, like that's.
I wasn't fishing for compliments.
Well, I mean, still, I mean, I'm gonna give them out anyway if it's true.
So you're more in the puke on the audience crowd,
No, I
and
mean, I
you're
don't
more
wanna
you're
puke
more in
on
the
the
puke in your
audience.
mouth crowd.
Right, I puke in my own mouth. That's how I play.
Yeah, I'm not puking on the audience, but I mean, I've come very, very close, very, very close, uncomfortably close.
So you've missed a lot.
I mean, well, when the water incident happened, it was all over me, so it was okay. But I mean, it was just water, so I hadn't eaten much that day. But
Shooting blanks, we call that in the industry.
yeah, or shooting wet ones.
Wet ones.
Wet
I don't know. It's
That's the name of this episode.
make sure this is posted to YouTube and not anywhere else because they'll think it's something completely different.
Yes.
Yeah.
So at least on YouTube, it can't have anything.
This is one of those things where you upload the thumbnell of something else. for
Yeah.
the
Yes,
video.
yes.
Super
Or, well,
soaker.
You make
Super
the
soaker.
very center frame, the clickbait frame.
Oh yeah.
Well, now they let you just upload
10
whatever you
uses
want.
for wet
So you
ones
can just
that will
upload
blow
a
you
boobs
away.
for every single one. Which I've been too afeared to do.
There's a video from my old band that has like 70 or 80,000 views, just because it's just the song, but the image that is the video is boobs.
Well, I mean, boobs always work.
Right, I know.
How is that so
That's how they
easy?
fixed our economy
at
recently.
this point, it's got to be like the amount of videos on YouTube where the thumbnail is just that picture has to be so high that how does that even help you?
Why
get
don't I
any
just
hits?
make a new project called Boobs? It'll probably get way more publicity than the one I got currently.
You're probably right. The O's could be zeros. I'm
Yeah.
sure there's a really stylized logo.
8008Z.
Yes.
You know? I mean, it'd work.
Could have an 808 reference. You'd get the hip hop guys.
Oh yeah, you could. You could get Kanye West to sue you because he had a
Oh yeah.
yeah. Even though the 808 drum machine
That's
is
really
not his
how.
property.
That's really the only point of the music project is to get the
8008
to get the
Kanye.
yeah, tons of YouTube views and a Kanye lawsuit. The project
Yeah.
only has like 2 songs. They're a minute long each,
Well, yeah.
and it's just a publicity blitz.
I'll make sure to use plenty of white noise samples.
Right. Yeah. Now that we've got that Kanye lawsuit out of the way and our big record deal secured,
And
Yeah.
we're in jail.
straight to the top.
Well, Kanye sued me. This is my goal. I quit.
What was the thing about? Oh God, I don't know. It wasn't a thing we were talking about. I was about to start talking about a dream I had had, as if it was a conversation we had.
Was I talking to you in the dream?
No, I don't think so.
Well, Sigmund Freud isn't here, so I don't think we'll be able to.
Yeah, I was thinking it was a Freudian thing where like who's the other guy? Is it Nietzsche? Who's the philosopher should live what he said, what he's talking about, and he's talking about like suicide is the end game. The idea of how you feel about suicide is the best philosophical thought game, because the proper philosopher lives by what he thinks. So the real philosopher should kill himself or something like that. Or I'd read it and that was like how it was in the dream. It was all convoluted in the dream. Once the Kanye lawsuit concludes, we all have to kill ourselves in a suicide pact. Then Ian Curtising our way to the top. In the modern era.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
how you'd have to do it.
Well, I mean, I do have Iggy Pop's The Idiot somewhere.
Right.
It's not on vinyl, but I got it.
My God, I don't even know. That was a crazy dream.
I know.
Did that even come out of a real book?
Yeah, but I don't even think it was a book about that. I think I got a copy of Flame into Being by Anthony Burgess. I think that's like in the first couple pages because I just started reading that. I don't know. Ready to take a nap?
I want to go back in the tank. You know what?
Tell the tank.
Do you know? Have you ever heard of like an isolation tank or like
Yeah, I
sensory
have.
deprivation chamber
Sensory
thing?
deprivation.
I went to one this
You
morning.
did?
Yeah, it was cool. I've been looking for one for a super long time. And there's this place in Southfield. It's like this humongous like fiberglass clamshell thing that they close you in. Like they close it, they turn off all the lights, and then there's no sound, there's no light, there's no anything, and you're floating
in the saline.
But there's like, it's only this much water in there, but it's like 1,200 pounds of salt just in that much
You're not
water.
gonna
So you're
sink in
just
that.
like, you're like floating almost on top of the water.
And
it's crazy.
And
It's more salt
temperature
than
to your
water.
own body temperature too.
Yeah,
so.
it's like body temperature, so you can't feel. So after a while, you're just like, you're floating there. You can't feel your body anymore. And for a while, like it feels like you're stuck in like concrete or something like that. And then after that, you just don't feel your body and you become like a floating head that's just floating around everywhere.
Wow.
If you turn your head a little bit, it feels like you're like flying in that direction. It's really weird.
I've actually
cool.
had those kinds of experiences with meditation. You can
Really?
actually do this kind of thing at home, but the thing is you have to have a very good pillow setup, I guess.
I thought you were gonna say like belt.
No, I'm not David Carradine. I don't dress up as Batman and do that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Come on, man. This is a public access show.
Access to the public.
But I mean, yeah, you can do these. That's what meditation is basically, is self-sensory deprivation, but without the tank, so it's a lot
Yeah.
more cheap.
I know I need the cheap one. This one I think is like too much money probably.
Well,
to do
definitely
it
look up some
regularly.
breathing exercises because it's really, really
What
good
is
for
like
you.
a breathe? I've heard about that, but I don't know how to do it. Let's do it.
This is going to be so awkward, but I mean, it's a public access TV show. I mean, we
Nobody's
can
going to see it anyways.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they might. This could be the next big thing, man.
Are you doing it right now?
No.
Oh,
No. Okay, first you want to put your thumb on your forehead.
is this real?
No, I'm just messing with you.
Oh.
Basically, what it is you hold your breath in for 10 seconds
Okay.
and blow it out for half of that.
It sounds hard.
It is at first, but once you start doing it after a while, you get into a rhythm and it doesn't become hard. The trick is you trick yourself into becoming more, I guess, like a machine with your breathing.
So you said in for 10 seconds and then out for 10 seconds?
No, half of that.
Half
so 5
of that.
seconds.
Oh.
Yeah. You want to you want to really clear out your lungs. Take a long exhale.
I think I might smoke like 2.5 packs of cigarettes too much per day.
Could
to do
Mike
this.
inhale for 2 seconds and then exhale
mean,
for 1
Still
second?
pushing it.
I mean, he could try. I mean, I'm not the breath czar here.
Are you breathing through your nose only?
You usually breathe in through your nose and out through the mouth.
Okay.
It's all circulatory.
That's so...
There's your lawsuit. You don't have to wait for Kanye. Mike's
I'm gonna
gonna
pass
sue
out.
you.
Oh man.
But I don't know. I think
Here's
I had
my
a super intense like relaxation experience once, but it was just
Yeah?
like laying in the dark, awake, but like going through and like every part of my body, every muscle, like consciously trying to feel it out and like relax it all the way.
Yeah.
And then just like going through and like doing the checklist all the way up and down and making sure everything was totally relaxed.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like I did that like once in my life ever successfely, and like it changed my whole life.
I know, it's really
it
rare
every
that you can
night.
actually do that.
But I mean, well, that's the thing about it is it really I don't know, if ever since I started meditation and things like that, it's actually helped me a lot with my own stress and everything else, because I mean, I get stressed. That's why I play shows. It's cathartic. But I don't know, it's really helped me find a balance of, actually, because in the modern world, half the time we can't really find the balance of, okay, I need to go to sleep, or okay, I'm up. Half the time we have this, it's this constant stimulated residue.
Like watching TV in the bed and all
Exactly.
this other crap.
But the thing is,
that's the difference. I mean, that's what was cool about it, though, is it's like a total contrast. It's like the rest of your life you never have that like being totally alone and nothing bothering you or coming in.
But that's why we need to do those relaxation exercises every night, in my opinion.
Was your brain super racing in there? Or
On
were you
and
able
off.
to
Like it
turn
kept
down?
going on and off, and then I had this like I started to try to listen for noises, and then this was probably maybe only like 10 minutes in, even though it's hard to tell because you can't tell how long anything is taking. But after about 10 minutes, I started to hear all this like bubbling noises, and I thought they left like the filtration thing on in the tank, and I was getting like,
it's
I
your
was
brain
like,
creating
what?
it.
Come on, like what is this noise? And then eventually it kept going, and it was like these bubbles like gurgling around.
Your
it was
blood.
my guts. Like
yeah.
you can hear your own,
you can
like
hear your own blood
loud,
current.
like loud in your ears, like it's like resonating through your whole body.
That's
It's
neat.
weird. So I had to wait until whatever like tomatoes were digested or whatever.
Jeez, this has gone from the comics party to the... I don't know. It's gone from like comics party to Inception or something.
Meditation party.
On our new age voyage into comics.
Oh man, where's Deepak Chopra? Huh. I want to give him my money.
Is it there?
I'll buy a few of his books.
How much time do we have? I didn't even look at the clock.
I didn't either. I think we have at least like 5 minutes.
Do you have hard copies of music? You got on
I
some.
do actually. Well, I actually recently released a tape, The Jagged Womb. That's out for order on Chromatin Records Bandcamp. And I also have some tapes, about 8 if they haven't sold yet, over at UHF, and I'm probably going to try to do some more distribution that way. So if you want to pick it up in Royal Oak, you could do it. But otherwise, I do have more things on the way.
Cool.
I'm going to drop a hint here out of vinyl because, yeah. So
Are you doing it yourself, or you got somebody who's gonna?
No.
Ooh,
So
congratulations.
those
Cool.
revelations will unfold in a few months, I guess.
Nice.
So yeah, that's pretty much what I've been working on is, new album, and that's going to be coming soon on vinyl. So,
That's exciting.
Awesome.
well,
Thank you for joining us on Royal Oak Comics Party.